Hello, everyone. Welcome to 31 Media Podcast. My name is Vaishnavi Nashte. I'm the marketing manager here at 31 Media. Today's podcast is in collaboration with the Asia Pacific Testing Awards that will be held in Bangalore this year in India. And they will be held in July, and we are currently accepting entries until the 28th of May. Today, we have on the podcast Parish Sharma, who is the Director of Quality Engineering at Pathlock. With over 18 years of experience, he has led multiple successful projects at HSBC, FinServ, Capgemini, just to name a few. He's a proponent of shift left, automation first, and healthy human system at the organizations. Welcome to the 31 Media Podcast, Parish. How are you today?
Thank you, Vaishnavi. Thank you for that great introduction. And I'm good. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Like, thank you so much for coming on this podcast after your work hours as well. So it must be like really late, around 7:30, isn't it?
Yeah, that is but anything for Asia Pacific Awards. No?
Yeah, that's very sweet of you. Before we actually dive into the questions, could you share a bit more about yourself with our audience?
Sure. Well, I'm Parish. I have been with this industry for over 18 years now. Worked with all kinds of organizations, product-based, services-based, startups, huge organizations. And all this experience has been into testing. I
Hmm.
am a proud tester.
Yeah.
I feel proud of my teams and the work my teams do. And last few years, I have been highly engaged with multiple communities. One of these is 31 Media, and lots of different events, activities this group does. Besides that, many other communities as well. And I enjoy being part of these communities and whatever value I can add to this.
Beautiful. Yeah, you've been in the industry for nearly 2 decades now. There's so much you can share with respect to our, with respect to software testing, quality assurance with our audience. So I'm very excited for today's podcast. Like, my
So,
first question to you is, what do you think about software testing's role in today's age, and what are the trends that you've been noticing lately, especially in 2025?
sure. So, I mean, first of all, software testing is a very integral part of any organization. Any organization saying that software testing is, and we keep on listening to these kind of things, is dying or testing is dead. All that is nonsense. It is a very, very important part, and organizations understand that. At least where all I have worked, we had a great impact of quality engineering on our products and on our customers. Now, talking about the trends, it's a interesting world these days with generative AI on the forefront of everything. So no, that is something which I think all testing individuals should strive to enter, at least to get a glimpse of what they can do, how they can participate, how can they be part of the overall game, right? That is
Mm-hmm.
one. Besides that, I mean, the testing is a fairly old and interesting game about being curious. So no, those kind of things are not going anywhere. But talking about trends, as I said, AI, automation, both shifting left, shifting right, how well we can do testing across, right? Some of these things are are very popular. But as I said, right, AI and agents and RAG, these are some things where I think all of us are striving to work towards.
Right. And taking these trends into consideration, I mean, you're also one of our esteemed judges for the judging panel, like for the Asia Pacific Testing Awards. So, being a judge for these awards and taking the trends into consideration, do you have any expectations as such with respect to what kind of projects you would come across this year?
Well, I'm looking forward to many different exciting projects. So before that, one thing which I like about this Asia Pacific Awards is the kind of categories they have got, right? So it starts
Mm-hmm.
from people, the processes, the technology, uh, and one of my favorite pieces, the diversity and inclusion, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping to get lots of projects. One thing which I'm looking forward to is how authentic our participants are, right? As I said, right, no, there's too much on the internet for everybody. I need to see authentic projects, the projects which solve real business problems, howsoever small the problem is, but solving the real problems of our customers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as I said, right, no, the authenticity should be there, should not be a copy paste from a seminar, a conference happened 3 years back.
Yeah.
And as I said, right, some interesting categories are there when I was noticing what are we getting to get. Innovation, agile, as I said, now diversity and inclusion. I look forward to see how diversity and inclusion is making an impact on the organization, and especially
Mm-hmm.
in the testing world, right? How diverse cultures and inclusivity is kind of having an impact directly on the quality of deliverables testing team is producing. So looking forward to that as well.
Amazing. Yeah, that sort of answers my next question as well. But could you give our audience a little more insight into what the judging process looks like and what would you as a judge look for in an entry?
Sure. So judging is, and why I like judging is because I like testing. They're not two different things. Uh, so first of all, one thing is that we are not biased. Judges are
Right.
not biased. They should not be. And
Yeah.
I think a great help with that is that we do not see the organization somebody is coming from or the paper or the project coming from. We do not get to
True.
see that. We do not get to see uh, any other thing which can kind of. I mean, if I see a paper from Capgemini, me from Capgemini should not be biased about that, right? So that is something which we do. A lot of
Hmm.
deliberation happens, right? It is not just that I like something, but my fellow judges do not like it at all. So a lot of
Yeah.
deliberation will happen. And as I said, that all of us would have one thing in mind is that what kind of business problem are we solving?
True. That matters a lot more, isn't it? Like the purpose of why you're building a particular solution, what's the impact of it, what's the purpose of it? That matters a lot more. But
Right.
yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. And related to that as well, like, would you say you have, like, if I had to ask you, what are the top 5 tips that come to your mind when it comes to this year's entrance? What would that be?
Sorry, what five?
Top 5 tips that come to your mind when it comes to, if you had to share suggestions in order to write an entry for 2025 entrance, what would that be?
Sure. So I think the first of all would be, don't hesitate, give it a chance. All
Mm-hmm.
right. Number two, as I said, be authentic.
Mm-hmm.
Number three, solve a problem, right? No theory, right? Agents do this, AI does this. No. How are they solving a problem?
Mm-hmm.
Number four, your passion should be coming out of it, right? I mean, I am passionate about testers, so I'm biased about when I see the writer for the project and when somebody explained to that, the passion has to come out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think that is it. These are the three, four things I look forward to. Technical problems are all linked to business problems. I'm repeating it again, but
Yeah.
that is it.
Okay. Thank you so much, Paresh. That was so insightful and to the point. Thank you so much for sharing all of the suggestions and tips for our audience today. And I just wish everybody a good luck, whoever's entering the Asia Pacific Testing Awards this year.
Absolutely. And there are, as I said, there are so many good categories, so many nice
Exactly.
projects we would like to see,
Yeah.
and
The
looking
good
forward
thing
to
is
get
that
as many entries.
yeah, exactly. Like the good thing is that for these awards, it's essentially like open to organizations and individuals from everywhere in the Asia Pacific region, right? So like irrespective of the organization being of 50 people or like 200 people, it's open to everybody. So I think that matters a
Correct.
lot more because it is inclusive, but at the same time, you get entered into an exclusive community of software testers and quality assurance folks. So thank you so much for like sharing light on that as well.
Yeah. And I think there's one interesting piece is about I think the youngest or the the best entrant in the testing field. So
Yeah.
again, the other thing which I like about our industry is that the kind of chances we give to our freshers, and one of the
Mm-hmm.
categories for that as well. I would love to see what our new generation is doing, what value they are bringing on the
Absolutely.
table, and getting awards for that.
Absolutely. It's always exciting to read about all of these projects, isn't it? Like I
Absolutely.
mean, with AI also in the picture, it's crazy how much people can do with it. And it's exciting to see the implications of it in software testing and quality assurance as well now.
Absolutely, and I mean, there's too much of learning for us as leaders also, right? We do what we do, but when we see, as you said, right, an organization of 50 people and an organization of 5,000 or 50,000 people coming together
Hmm.
and bringing some pieces of work they have been doing, good
Hmm.
work they are doing, it's a lot of learning for us as well. So I
Yeah,
look forward to that learning as well, not just learning from the papers or the projects, but also my fellow judges and all the people who even come on that day to attend this conference. So all of them have tremendous value to each other.
absolutely. Spot on, Parish. Thank you so much again for taking the time out and being on the podcast today with us. And thank you for all of your suggestions.
Sure, anytime, Vaishnavi.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.